Your first date after all of those years was where?
Vegas.
Vegas.
It was Vegas. And ironically, it was Valentine's Day. Ironically, it was Valentine's Day. And it was weird because it was like, okay, are we hiding? Should we not? Like, what do we do? And then it's like, we don't even know what we are or what we're doing. We're trying to see. So we were walking around. We are reacquainting with one another. So we did do a little shopping. We did a little shopping. Right. He's always been very generous.
Right.
And then when we were in the suite, and then that's the other thing. I'm like, do I get another room? Do I sleep?
This went really fast.
I'm like, it doesn't make sense to get another room. What do we? It's okay. So I noticed he was leaving to go play the poker or whatever, and I was in the suite, and like we kind of like kissed when he was leaving. You know, I'm at the door, and I was just like,
"Hi guys, welcome back to Church of Stories." Ashanti starts with Tamra, and she gave us all the juicy tea. Yes, she talked about Valentine's Day being the first day she and Nelly went on a date after reconnecting. She talked about how she manifested love, marriage, and baby. She kept it real. She talked about freezing her eggs before rekindling with Nelly, and also having their baby boy KK. All the tea was served. Seriously, this is a must watch. Can't wait for the full interview to drop. She said when she reconnected with Nelly and they had that little kiss, she was feeling those feelings. She was feeling butterflies in her stomach. And one thing about Ashanti, she's so real, authentic, and genuine. She has been telling the same story. You know, she has been on her media rounds for her new movie, No Address, and she's telling us the same juicy story, and we love to hear it.
You hadn't seen Nelly in years.
Years.
And you're at Versus, and he smooth walks over. What happened after that concert?
You know what's so crazy? Nothing. He didn't even say anything to me when he came to hug me. I was like, oh God, what's happening? Is he gonna hug me? What do I do? Should I smack him? Should I go to the left? What do I do? So he hugged me, didn't say anything. We didn't say anything to each other. I don't know if another year went, not another year, but.
A year?
No, not another year. Months went by, and then we had some shows together. We were on the same lineup. My DJ gave him my cell number. So I'm like,
hey, Mr. DJ.
Calling me from a 314 number. Oh my God, how do you get my number? So it was very surprising.
Answer, you're rushing me. I need to know. So, listen. I got it. Okay, so 314, so you knew that was his area code?
Yes.
Okay, so you say that's the Lou.
That's
right?
the Lou.
Okay,
yes.
So you say hello.
No, it was a text.
Oh,
yeah.
Text.
The text
What
came.
did it say?
You know what's so funny? You know what it was? It was the emoji that says hi. It was hi.
Well played, Nelly. Well played. Because he was, as they say, testing the water.
Testing the water.
So who called who? How did you guys talk?
He called.
How did that feel?
It was a weird feeling because at that moment, at that time, I had passed I hate him, I can't stand him. I passed that era, and I went to I don't care, that don't bother me. Right. It was at a point where I was like, I'm not listening to any Nelly music, turn his records off, don't play none of his stuff before my show, I don't want to hear it. It's cool, you can play that, you know? So I was past it. So when we spoke and I heard his voice, I was like, I don't know how I feel right now. I don't hate him. I don't feel mad anymore. So you go from mad to not caring to, so it kind of went like that. Yeah. And then we just started talking about things, and I listened, and that was really important. And I feel like 10 years ago, we loved each other so much, but the communication wasn't as good. You know what I mean? You talk a lot, but sometimes you don't listen. And I really didn't receive certain things, and vice versa. Yeah. You know, so we both made a lot of mistakes. And he genuinely was speaking from his heart, and I could tell. You know what I mean? So I was like, what do we do with this, you know? And then fast forward to our first date. We had our first date. Yeah, look, I'm trying. We don't have that much time, Tam.
I've got time. It's a whole show that belongs to us. So your first date after all of those years was where?
Vegas.
Vegas.
It was Vegas. And ironically, it was Valentine's Day. Ironically, it was Valentine's Day. And it was weird because it was like, okay, are we hiding? Should we not? Like, what do we do? And then it's like, we don't even know what we are or what we're doing. We're trying to see. So we were walking around. We are reacquainting with one another. So we did do a little shopping. We did a little shopping. He's always been very generous.
Right.
And then when we were in the suite, and then that's the other thing. I'm like, do I get another room? Do I sleep?
This went really fast.
I'm like, it doesn't make sense to get another room. What do we? It's okay. So I noticed he was leaving to go play the poker or whatever, and I was in the suite, and like we kind of like kissed when he was leaving. You know, I'm at the door, and I was just like, wait a minute, I'm feeling those feelings again. How? And I don't know how the feelings came back, but the feelings came back.
Including the baby. I mean,
Yes.
it's always a complicated question because you were 43 when you had your baby.
Mm-hmm.
I know I had my child at 48. So
Oh,
people
wow,
start
beautiful.
asking, she's like, oh, wow, I thought yes. Yes, I was up there too.
Beautiful.
People start to ask you, but then you also start to ask yourself, at least I did.
Mm-hmm.
I wondered, would I ever be a mom?
Yeah.
Was that a part of my journey?
Mm-hmm.
I felt that I didn't want to answer that question publicly because I needed to protect myself.
Absolutely.
But in my deepest heart, I wanted to be a mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did you navigate that part of the decision to become a parent?
Kind of similar. I did freeze my eggs.
Yeah.
I froze my eggs, and I was like, just in case, I have these on stash, you know. But I'm a firm believer in manifestation and kind of just putting it out there. And that, like you said, is something so vulnerable.
Yes.
So I publicly said, I want to be married. I want to have kids. And people were like quoting me, quoting. I'm like, oh gosh, it got to happen now. So but I just believed that it was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen with him. You know, and I kept saying, just send me my person. Whoever it's supposed to be, the right person, just send them. You know what I mean? And he sent them.
Such a beautiful sit down with these two lovely black women. They both shared the experiences of having their babies in their 40s. Tam shared she had her own baby while she was 48, then Ashanti was 43. And Ashanti also talked about freezing her eggs before rekindling her relationship with Nelly, and her prayer, her manifestations, and how he came through and God sent her Nelly, yes, her old love, and God sent her old love. Mind you, Ashanti and Nelly always loved themselves so much. So it's only fair that God made this possible for them to come back together once again and rekindle what they know they already have and feel for each other. Can you imagine meeting him for the first time and you're already feeling so relaxed, and their first date she's already feeling butterflies? So the love has always been there, and I'm so happy for Nelly and Ashanti and their beautiful love story. This is the best spin the block story ever. Seriously, this is a beautiful love story, and I'm so happy for Ashanti, and I can't wait to watch the full episode of this interview when it drops. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for always tuning into Church of Stories. I appreciate you all. Please, if you have not subscribed, do well to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I love you.
Thank you for tuning in. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe for more content.